Welcome back, everyone. So good to see you again. Welcome to Soulful Prosperity Talks. I am Jen Marr. I am super excited to be here. I'm actually joined today by one of my clients. Her name is Nancy Stingone. She is the founder at Unique Designs Corporate Gifting. Nancy believes what I believe, that every business has a soul. And the way that you show appreciation, how you connect, how you care speaks volumes about who you are as a brand and a leader. Through her emotionally intelligent, strategically curated gifting experiences, Nancy helps CEOs, executives, and high performing brands build trust, deepen loyalty, and elevate their presence in meaningful, lasting ways. This isn't about flashy packaging or trendy gifts. It's about connection, intention, making people feel truly seen. And when you lead with that kind of authenticity, you become unforgettable. So tune in for a conversation on this beautiful woman's soulful strategy, brand alignment, and how powerful gifting can fuel both human relationships and real business growth. And the thing that I'm most excited about, I'm going to wait until I pull her up and bring her up now. Okay. So before I introduce you again, Nancy, or before I let you talk, I also want to add the thing that excites me the most about you as a client is the fact that you're 70 years old. Okay, so I needed to say this when you were on because now people can see you. And if you're if you're listening to the podcast, you need to Google it so you find it on YouTube so you can see Nancy's beautiful face and you would never in a million years imagine. And it's such an important part of who you are. And it's not ageism or anything like that, why I'm bringing it out. It's just so impressive. And I remember the first time, our first meeting, when you told me that, I was like, wow. And I felt like huge sense of responsibility to make sure that you are successful. But anyway, let's welcome Nancy. Woo! Hi, Nancy.
Thank you so much, Jen, for having me on your Soulful Prosperity podcast. I'm so excited to be here. And yes, I'm excited to share my journey going now into my 70s. It's been quite a journey, and I would love to share from where I started
Yes, please.
to where I'm moving forward to.
Yes. Please.
So, my business, I've been doing it for over 35 years. And of course, it's changed and it's developed and it's grown to where it is today. But it started with me being a stay at home mom with my two children. And I always felt that there was part of me that I wanted to be a leader and do something and have that feeling of being an entrepreneur. And so with that, I used to do crafty things, and then I just kept creating and designing. I would design t-shirts and sweatshirts, and I got into ceramics at one point and just creating different types of things. And at that time, I would not only create one, I would create many. And it's like, I want to share this. And how can I do this? I could sell them. So I would go to church fairs or school fairs and, be that vendor. And it just grew from there. I mean, the sharing and the joy that I could see on people's faces when they saw something that they could re-gift, buy it and gift to someone, whether it was to a colleague or a family member. And that went on. And as my children grew, I got very involved in my PTA. I worked in the school system, and I was always doing this on the side. And that went on for many, many years. And then once my children were pretty much out of school, I decided I wanted to do this full time. And going back then, after my children were grown up, I became the executive director of the Yorktown Chamber of Commerce. And I was with the chamber as the director for 10 years. And at that time, I was still doing my business on the side, but sharing all of my knowledge that I've learned, into my local community and partnering up and supporting the different small businesses and seeing myself in those positions. So I knew what I was looking for to make my business grow and sharing that knowledge with the community. And then about 5 years ago, I decided, you know what, this is my passion and I want to put my all into it. And then I did step away from being that executive director, and I just um, opened up the window, and so many opportunities came in. And I've been, just growing my business and connecting with people and sharing all that I do through my business as the gifting expert. And
Wow.
it's been an amazing journey. It
Wow.
really has.
I love this. Okay. So tell us about that experience of going from having the safety of a job that had a paycheck to I'm going all in.
Yes, we're in this world, I feel, and my husband is old school. So he believes going to work from 9 to 5, getting that paycheck, and then you retire and then you collect Social Security and you go on. But it was more than that for me. And when I realized, and as the years were going on, realizing that, you know what, I could do all of that in my business and sharing, instead of being a corporate head, I could do it on my own through my business. And
And what's the difference for you doing this, the corporate gifting, or being in that CEO role that you were at the chamber? What is the difference for you?
so being that CEO at the chamber, it was, I was working for someone, and I took all of that knowledge and then realized that I could do what I've learned, my leadership, in my business. So I'm thinking that is the transition that I made. And the difference was I have my independence and I have that flexibility and I have that freedom. And that's and I have that self-respect. And there's so many words I could share of what I felt when I left.
Well, there's also this one, which I think you are really, really beginning to embody, is that you also realize that this was your calling. This was your purpose, right? Running the Yorktown Chamber was a stepping stone
Stepping stone.
to get
Yes.
you to where you are today. And
Yes.
the fact that you have doubled down at your 70th birthday and invested in a coach speaks volumes about who you are as a person and how committed you are to the results for your clients. So tell me about that process. Like what went through you that you said, okay, I'm going to hire a coach and I'm going to double down on my business at 70. Tell us about that.
So I when my birthday came, which was last month, and I hit that 70 mark, I I was like blown away, thinking the journey that I've been on and everything that I've done has led me, it inspired me to get to this point. And I have to be honest, through my coaching, Jen, you have opened up a different world for me. As you know, I want to embody who I am and what I bring to the table. And you have opened up a new world for me where, as you said earlier, age is not a number, right? That age is not a number. And there was a point where I was thinking, okay, so where am I going with my business? What am I going to do? I'm going to be 70 years old. I still have the energy. I still create beautiful designs for people. I still have that connection where I can make an impact in their lives, in their business. I genuinely have that passion when I deliver a gift and the way people react to that. And then once you opened up that world for me, it was like, okay, 70 is just a number. I could continue doing this. What is stopping me from sharing that love, joy, and happiness in my
Wow.
world and supporting people with their gifting?
I love it. I love it. And you guys, I have a lot of people on my podcast. And again, if you're listening and you can't see, Nancy shows up with the most professional background that I can see that she has custom made. She's got her name and her title and the name of her business, which probably 80% of my guests just show up with their name. Like, Nancy, you're just with it. Like, you get it. You have such a sharp sense of what it takes to be a leader, what it takes to run a business, what it takes to be successful. Where do you think you got that from?
Well, I think from education over the years, through my networking, and networking is not just about networking. When I have a face to face with you or a one on one or we connect over lunch, just I always say this, I always learn something from the person I'm connecting with, whether it's through leadership or the values of what I believe in or my beliefs, and just sharing that we each give and take. And I've learned so much over the years. And being that corporate presenter, I know, gifting, some people think of it as fluff, or, oh, I'll just do that bottle of wine. But I bring more than just that. Just, on a professional level, I can really make an impact on businesses.
Yeah.
And with my core values, their core values.
Yes,
So,
absolutely. And I'm going to be signing up for your program. It's probably something I'll do this weekend because I've just been a little overwhelmed in the best ways and then have some stuff going on personally. But, I did send a gift to one of my clients and it was branded to me. And, I could just tell how, by the way, I don't know if you saw on LinkedIn I posted his video testimonial, a reel of it, and then he wrote underneath it like the most powerful, amazing message. And I'm not saying he did that because of the gift, um, but abundance is such an important part of being a business leader, coming from a space of abundance. And that's one of the things, the intangible results that I believe leading with gifting brings to the table, that you're not afraid to spend this money. It's going to come back to you tenfold in so many ways that are much more important than financial, but probably financially as well. Like understanding that when you lead with that abundance, you open up to receive abundance is it's just such an important message that I think we forget because we're so worried about the KPIs and the the expenses. But yet we're going to throw all this money on a Facebook ad to complete strangers that half the time aren't even a good lead. But meanwhile, the people who already love us, already respect us, already use us, we're not throwing money at. So, like, to me, it's a no-brainer. It's really, really important. And I love that your program has, different levels. You can, for $150 a month, and Nancy's allowing you to break that up into three $50 gifts if you want. So,
or one
or
$50 gift.
150 or 100 and a $50 gift, like totally customizable, and that could be different every month. So this month I have a client that's like, a higher end client that, blah blah blah, or I want to just like maybe one month I want to thank all the people at the bank because I drive
Yes.
them freaking crazy, or and the bank, and whatever. So I just love that. So it's not, and I truly believe in the return on investment there. It's huge. Huge, huge, huge.
And, it's gifting is not, and as you said, your gift was branded just for your business.
Yeah.
And I always say that gifting from a business perspective, it's not about the gift that my company is sending on your behalf. It's about you and how you want to represent yourself
Yeah.
as that business owner.
I was
And
able to say, I
I'm
want this
part
to
of your
be,
marketing team. I
yeah,
feel like I'm part of your marketing team. And
exactly.
I've said that to realtors who I work with. I could be part of your marketing team in so many ways. What do you want your gift to look at like? And, you
By the
know,
way, for all of you manifestors out there, everybody loves to use the buzzword. There's nothing better than saying, I'm going to invest in this gifting program because I'm going to have a minimum of 3 closings a month. Okay, realtors? And now, you're putting it out there, and that's how you get it back. And that's such a
and
valuable lesson that I think not everybody really understands.
and
I
just showing up, before, let's say, before a meeting or after a meeting, before that you want to close that big deal, you really want to connect on a different level than just being in that meeting,
Yeah,
because then it makes them remember again and makes you come back to their top of mind.
yeah, agreed. Agreed wholeheartedly. And you know what I loved too was I was able, because I'm a coach and I know a lot of personal things about my clients, and I was able to, create a gift that was, for that particular client, I wanted him to spend time meditating, journaling, quiet time, because he's a visionary and a generator at the same time, and he's just like goes from one idea to the other idea to working 16, 17-hour days, and I'm actually trying to help him to understand you don't need to be super uber busy to be productive and successful and to make money. So I was able to relay that to you, and you put together the perfect package. So good.
Yes. And that's where I feel I'm truly the gifting expert, because a lot of people will state, "Oh, can you put in?" I've had so many quirky requests, and I've been able to fulfill each request,
Yeah,
whether it was for peppermint patties or, she likes Coke, or, I want a flavored mayonnaise. And, that's like their inside joke. And it's like, okay, I got it. No questions. I can, I
yeah,
can design something around that. And, even Valentine's Day gifts. I mean, I've had some really different requests, and, I'm able to fill that. And I think that's where help makes me stand out from a regular commercial gift that's shrink wrapped and ugly and, has to
absolutely,
do with the presentation. I've
absolutely.
delivered sympathy gifts, and when the person opens the door, they're like, you could see it in their face how grateful they are.
Exactly. And it's not a tray of food, right?
Right, right.
Because we don't know what to do. So we
This,
said food and flowers.
yes,
That's just not even appropriate, because now, like,
right.
I have no place in my refrigerator, and I don't even like the smell of lilies.
Yes, yes.
So one thing that you mentioned that I loved was about networking. And I think we forget sometimes that networking is not just about going out and getting new leads. It's about learning, it's about connecting, it's about learning it's about practicing, right? One of the things that you and I have been working on is the messaging. And I know for a fact how much networking you're doing, um, is sharpening your sales presentation, because as you're networking, you're practicing your messaging, you're practicing your powerful statement, and that is only going to help you grow your business. So tell us a little bit about how network has played into your success.
So again, networking, just making that connection. And I don't walk into a networking meeting thinking I'm going to walk away with 10 business cards. For me, it's not about that. It's really connecting with that person and then even furthering that connection once you leave. Again, I just learned so much from that networking event or meeting one individual, and we could be on the same mindset level and personally getting to know them and sharing our experiences. And I have to say, being 70 and walking into some of these networking meetings, there are younger people there. And I gravitate towards them because their mindset is different than my mindset may be. So it opens up again a new world out there that I may not be thinking on the same level as they are.
And there's some
So
great ones like Caroline King. Like I love
yes, that's
her.
exactly who,
Yeah.
David Alvarez, all these young people from my last networking event. And so it's so great to listen to them because
Yeah.
again, I'm
The
educating myself.
energy. Yeah.
And that
And
is,
obviously, look at you. I mean, you show up on social media regularly. You have a Shopify website that you basically built and developed and are running yourself. I know people half your age. My daughter, who's 21, struggles because she owns a boutique, right? So I don't remember if it's Shopify or what she has. I think it is. But anyway, you're just showing up and doing things that most people your age struggle with. And I'm sure that at times that there is some struggle, but you would never know. You would never know.
yes. And that struggle comes back from when my kids were little and I was on PTA. I remember trying to do something on the computer when computers first came out and just being out, spending hours on one project to create a flyer or, so my connections with people, I learn, I follow, I get inspired from, younger people who may be on Instagram and think, you know what, I could do that in my style. So, that's truly, I'm inspired every day by something, an advertisement, or just people that I know. And I try to share that with them, that inspiration, because let's support each other. We could lift each other up and do this and do that. I'll make suggestions on a project. They'll make suggestions on a project, and you just run with it. But
Love it.
you have to embody that feeling. You have to be that person.
Yeah.
Like I've said to you, Jen, I now embody that person that I am, that I want to be, let's say,
Right. Well,
5 years.
we already are. It's just how
Yes.
are we blocking it? What are we doing to sabotage it? All of that. And so,
And I
yeah, that's
work
the
on that
alignment.
daily.
That's the alignment. This is the life that I want.
Mhm.
These are the values that I want to live by. And this is the results that I want. These are my goals. And this is blah, blah, blah. And then aligning your choices, your actions, your energy, everything
Mhm.
to match that version.
And
And
you
then
know what I love since
yeah.
our connection? I always believed so you had your mindful mindset and your practices, whether it's meditation or visualizing what you want to do, and then you have your business.
Mm-hmm.
And I always kept those separate.
Yeah,
And then I
definitely
met
not.
Jen Mayer, and then I met you, Jen, and in our conversations, not realizing that you could combine both. And it's been a beautiful experience for me to
Yes.
be able to think within my business that I could bring this, if you want to call it a spiritual
Yeah,
mindset or a
exactly.
soulful mindset, into my business.
Yeah, life
Because
and
that's
business should
even,
not be separate. They are one and the same. And this is like we all talk about this work-life balance. To me, balance is bullshit, Nancy. Do you ever see people who balance for a living that like walk the tightrope, blah blah blah? They don't have an ounce of fat on their body because that's how much energy it takes to balance, right?
yes.
So you pick every area of your life that is important to you, that you want to grow, that you want to excel, that you want to get better, whatever, and you set your intention in all those areas, right? So
Yes.
listen, I'm a bit of a workaholic. I work a lot. That's
Me
just who
too.
I am. Yeah.
Mhm.
But my spiritual practice is not put on hold. My relationships are not put on hold. Even though I spend a lot more time working in my business, working on my business, than I do with my family, than I do here or I do that, they are thriving. They are, because of that, being whole and bringing it all together and them understanding. I make them a part of my journey, let them know what's important to me, what outcomes that I'm looking for, and how that's going to impact them, so that they're excited and rooting for me. That brings a whole different energy than like, oh honey, I'm sorry, I'm whatever. So yeah,
Yes.
it's so important, and I call it being in your wholeness, right? We don't want,
Yes.
I was completely separate. I had this whole entire persona for 30 years. And then I had this, for the last 20 years, once I discovered my Buddhist studies and all of that, I had this very deep spiritual practice side of me where I felt so good when I was there. And then I would leave and I would be in chaos. And like, why would I not think applying mindfulness to my business, awareness, consciousness? Wait till you see the blog that I'm almost getting out today. It's all about the energetics of sales. Things that I'm
Oh, I
working
love that.
week, this week, and next week. We're working on all that. So I'm writing a blog about it, and it's just so powerful. Um, Even the energetics in business,
And
and
even what you're saying, even in my content, I have been embodying all of that.
yeah,
It's a totally different mindset.
yeah, and
And,
people crave it, people need it, people want it, they want to feel good. And so let's
yes,
feel good while we're doing business. Like, why not?
yes.
Why not?
And I have a double because I'm bringing that emotion into it, but I'm also bringing that material gift into it
Hmm.
that I can offer people.
Yeah.
So,
Listen,
yeah.
my favorite spiritual gurus, one of them, his name is Guru Singh. He's actually Tony Robbins' Kundalini yoga teacher. And Kundalini
Ooh.
yoga is a philosophy, it's meditation, it's breath work, it's physical, it's everything. So he's Tony Robbins and he's my teacher. And he says we have a spiritual responsibility to earn money.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
He says that the energy around that, you know, is is so powerful. And if you have to worry about paying your bills and you have to worry about, getting your family together and you have to worry about this, it's really hard for you to practice
Yes.
spirituality, So he feels that that is not only a right, and it's not, we don't need to earn a living. That's not how we want to look at it. But when we bring in money, we bring in more freedom, more choice. But when you bring in money and you don't have a spiritual practice, you're walking around hating everybody, feeling like you don't have any time, feeling like you're not a good mom or a good dad or a good anything. So it's so important to bring it all together.
Yes. Yes.
No compartment.
And thank you for that birthday gift because that's been a game changer for me.
Awesome.
And now that I am 70, I am so excited to just run with the inspiration I have and what I have to offer. And for me, you mentioned about money. I it's like I don't even, of course you want to make that income, but what the true part of it for me is the passion of what I offer.
Yeah,
And then, so
I love
and
it.
and I know, as they say, the quote about do what you love and something about money, something like
No,
that.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Do
yeah.
what you love and the money will come.
And the money will come. The money will
Yeah.
come. But don't focus on the money. Focus on the outcomes. Focus on the
Yes.
emotions and all of those things, and the money will fall into place.
Yes.
So
Yes.
if somebody would like to begin gifting, now Nancy has two programs. She has one that's a membership, which I highly recommend. Take it off your plate, make it systematic, make it consistent, right? So while we love all the energy, We also love structure. So having the structure of a done for you gifting is going to get you results so much quicker and so much steadier. But she does have 2 programs. So tell us about your programs and how we find you.
So the Loyalty Accelerator program, again, is a membership program that can help you with your gifting, 3 different tiers. So you can find that program on my website at www.uniquecorporategifting.com. And also, let's not forget your personal gifting, how you want to show up to
Yeah.
friends and family, whether it's a wedding gift, a get well gift, a birthday gift, a sympathy gift, a comfort care gift, a care package to someone who's suffering with a medical condition, or honestly just a mental condition where they just need to know that you're there for them. I also do those, and those are customized. So again, you could tell me, you know what, she likes Twizzlers. I just did a get well gift, and we can add those Twizzlers for you. That's what they are, Twizzlers, right? And
Okay. It's
you
I'm gonna interrupt you for 1 second
okay?
because oh my god, my mom's gonna kill me. But we were really broke growing up, and my mom had this little trick of taking a bag of Twizzlers while we were grocery shopping, and it just happened to be gone by the time we were done grocery shopping. So we got to put together a package with some Twizzlers just to give her a little jab. But anyway, go ahead. I'm
Yes.
sorry. I totally
And
interrupted
now
you.
and now the Twizzlers come in little bite size. I just
No,
learned
no,
that the
we
other
need the
day.
big one because we would eat the whole. You know the one I'm talking about. It's like
Yes,
this and 2 rows. Yeah, we're getting her
yes,
that. Sorry,
yes.
I digress. But my mom is top of mind right now. She's going through some stuff, and now we're gonna send her something. So go ahead.
So just, on that personal level. So we not only do corporate gifting, we do personal gifts. If you need flowers for an event, we can, help you with that, with the flowers for centerpieces. And we do branded gifts. Whether if you're having a golf outing and you need a hat, 100 hats with your logo on them, or tumblers, we can support you in that.
And swag
So
bags if you're having an
and
event.
swag bags, brides to be, you name it,
Oh
we
my
can
gosh.
work with
I mean,
you.
this is a whole nother business. Like corporations can reach out to you to do their swag bags. And they give
Yes.
you a list. Here's the people that typically, and then you call and oh my God, I love
And I
that.
have clients out of state. I have a yoga organization out of state that we do work for. So we not only deliver locally, but we ship nationwide. So I can help you with that. And you could reach me at 914-707-0192 to have a direct chat. Or again, visit my website to let's connect on my website.
I love it. Love it. Love it. Well, everyone, we got to know Nancy a little bit better today, understanding why gifting is such a beautiful, soulful prosperity way to grow your business. So I hope no matter where you are listening to this, you reach out to Nancy and you sign up for one of her programs. You'll be in really good company with me and Nancy. Anything else? One last message. If you can tell the world one thing, what would it be?
If you want chic, call Unique. And thank you, Jen, for having me on today. It's been a beautiful experience, but I have those with you. So thank you so much for having me on your show today.
Thank you. And all Nancy's contact information will be uh, underneath the podcast, wherever you're listening or watching. Thank you.
Thank you.